Most people I talk to who are just getting started with investing think that kind of the smartest thing they can do is hand their money over to a pro money manager. And believe it or not, people still think this even after decades of research showing that most money managers consistently underperform the market. But here's the ironic part. Bizarrely, the world of professional money management isn't actually designed to produce great returns. It's designed to gather assets under management, not grow them. I know that sounds nuts, but from their point of view, it makes total sense. So in this video, I want to walk you through the 3 structural problems with the money management industry, and more importantly, what you can do instead to genuinely build your wealth the way great investors like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger did. Just before we get started, you guys, I wanted to let you know that on the back of the packed out workshop that we did here in Atlanta in September, we decided to host another one in March, coming up right away. 2 months from now, this is a 3-day workshop. It is strictly limited to 300 people and signups are now open. So if you want to come along and learn the full Rule 1 investing approach from me live, secure your free ticket today via the link in the video description or the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code that's on the screen. See you there. So why is it that these money managers whose sole job it is to grow your money seem to fall short of just what the market does all by itself so often? And the first big problem with that, oftentimes, these advisors have rules that actually prohibit long-term thinking. It's amazing, but for example, professional money managers usually don't want to sit in cash, even when they know they probably should, because as individual investors, if the market's going crazy and prices are sky high or speculation's everywhere, we got the freedom to step back and wait, and that means wait in cash and short-term government bonds. And Buffett said for decades that patience is one of the greatest investing superpowers, and that sometimes the best investment decision you can make is doing absolutely nothing. But money managers don't have that luxury of sitting on the sidelines. They just can't. Now, why is that? Well, it's because their big clients, pension fund managers, expect them to be always doing something. And in the world of money management, doing something means staying invested every day. If they hold cash, the phone starts ringing. Why am I paying you big fees to sit on my money and do nothing? Swing, you bum. And to ensure that investors never have the opportunity to ask that question, many fund managers, they just actually build this right into their rules. And many of them cap their cash at about 5 to 10%, sometimes even lower. In a lot of cases, they're required by the charter of their fund to stay 90 to 95% invested at all times. Now, what that means is even if they know the market's overheated, even if valuations are ridiculous, even if the smartest move is to wait, they're still forced to buy something. This is a little bit like a hunter who's legally required to shoot every day, no matter what, no matter if there's any target out there at all. So, if no fault of his own, naturally, he's going to take a lot of bad shots. He's shooting at nothing. And meanwhile, the everyday investor has a huge advantage. There's nobody making stupid rules that we've got to follow in our portfolio. In fact, we can hold as much cash as we like during hot markets like this one. We can sit out the madness instead of jumping in and trying to get the next hot thing. Instead, we can just go play some golf and simply wait for really great companies to go on sale. And that's what you got to do. Nobody fires us for sitting in cash. Money managers, they don't get that choice. And that's the first major flaw in the system. Now, the second problem goes even deeper and actually explains why so many of these strange rules exist in the first place. And it's because the entire industry is built around short-term performance. I mean, it's amazing, but money managers aren't actually trying to deliver great results over the next 10 years. None of them go in with that goal in mind. Their goal is just survive the next quarter and year. And why is that? Because their clients are constantly comparing them to other funds, to benchmarks, to whatever happened to outperform that quarter or that year. And boards are reviewing their performance. Analysts are publishing rankings. Look at, if a money manager falls behind even briefly, clients can start moving their money elsewhere. I mean, there's some amazing cautionary tales out there about some of the best investors in the world having their funds go down while the market goes up and all the money comes out, despite the fact that they are acknowledged as being one of the top 1/10 of 1 percentile of great returns that exists out there. They still pulled the money out. So that means money managers end up investing with a short time horizon, much, much different than great investors do. Every decision they make through that lens is filtered through this question. How will this look at the end of the quarter or by the end of the year? Will I be keeping up with my peer group? Now, what this does is create a completely backward incentive, because instead of buying wonderful businesses and just waiting for their true value to be recognized, managers just get pushed into whatever's already going up, the hot stocks of the moment, not because they believe in the short-term story or the long-term story, but because they need their numbers to look good right now. And when the market gets rocky, instead of sitting tight, instead of buying more at cheaper prices, what they got to do is they sell to protect their short-term performance if everybody else is selling. And they have to. That's just, the way it works. Their jobs depend on it. Or the other way they go is they just buy a huge basket of stocks and call it good. They're just basically a simple brain dead formula, shadow the market, guarantees the investor gets a market rate of return. That's going to average out, 9% per year or so. But you don't need to pay them to do that. You can buy the whole market with an ETF like SPY almost for free. In fact, that's what Buffett recommends you do, rather than putting your money with an advisor or a fund manager who will likely do worse and charge you more for your trouble. That is, if you're not going to learn how to invest. So meanwhile, the individual investor does not face that problem. We don't have clients judging us every 90 days, telling us, we're going to lose our job if we're in cash. If the stock market goes up and you're not going up with it, you're going to get fired. We can focus entirely on long-term compounding, while professionals are stuck trying to win a short-term beauty contest. Okay, and this next one really is the big problem in the money management industry. The third big trap we need to talk about, something Warren Buffett calls career risk. It's this idea that fund managers aren't just trying to avoid losing money, they're trying to avoid losing their job. And in this industry, it's ultimately far safer to look just like everybody else than it is to stand out, even if standing out's the smart thing to do for your clients. Now, there's an old saying in finance, it's better to fail conventionally than succeed unconventionally. And that mindset dominates the entire profession. Ultimately, what that means is that most money manager portfolios end up looking like almost all other money manager portfolios, and all of their portfolios end up looking like the S&P 500. Because look, if a money manager builds a portfolio that looks just like the market, and spreads money across the same big companies, particularly right now with all this AI stuff going on, and he owns the same sectors, follows the same trends, then whatever happens to the market also will happen to them. And when the market goes up, they do great and their clients are happy, especially lately when trillions of newly printed dollars are driving this market higher and higher. But when it all comes crashing down, as it eventually will, when the market crashes, they crash with it. The clients take a beating, but the same is holding for every other fund manager. So they all go down together and they all go, well, he did too, so we're all good. If that same fund manager tries to be different and holds more cash to protect against a black swan crash, if he concentrates into a few high conviction businesses, if he does what Warren Buffett does, in other words, wait for better opportunities, like Berkshire is now sitting in $358 billion in cash, and then they underperform for a year or two, no. They get punished. Clients pull their money, boards lose faith, their entire career's at risk. They're just not going to do it. I know one great fund manager that had an average return running over 18% a year for over a decade. And then his fund went down when the market went up, and about 70% of the money came out of his fund being yanked out by pension fund managers who are not going to wait around to see, how did you do next year? So this creates a really bizarre situation where money managers are actively discouraged from thinking independently. They are not rewarded for finding wonderful businesses at great prices, being heroic advisors. They're rewarded for blending in, hugging the benchmark, never do anything that could, get them in trouble. And ironically, that means the professionals end up building portfolios that are identical. They're shadowing the market and almost identical to the index that they're supposed to beat. And you're stuck paying them for results you can get for free on your own. And then, you get to ride the market down 40% when that drop finally comes. And that's so fun. And you want to know how crazy that is? In my view, it's utterly stupid. If you do that for 40 years, from the time you start working, your money manager fees are going to take about 60% of your retirement that you would have had if you just bought the market ETF SPY. You'd have twice as much money to retire on. Now, that's just nuts. So why are you doing that? Because this is what Charlie and Warren have been saying. The real advantage in investing belongs to the individual, the little guy, not the professional. And to explain this, Buffett used one of the best analogies in investing. He said, imagine you had a punch card with 20 slots, and every time you made an investment, you punched one of them. And when the card's full, you're done for life. Okay, now think about how that would change your behavior. First, you wouldn't trade constantly because you'd fill up your punch card in weeks. Next, you wouldn't try to keep up with the market because you wouldn't chase whatever's going on out there. What you got to be doing is looking for things that are going to be wonderful businesses for the long term. So you'd have to understand that. So you'd slow down. You'd study the businesses carefully, and you'd wait patiently to make sure that these exceptional opportunities are, that they're there and you're there to buy them. And they only come along every once in every few years. So you've got to be patient. Now, Buffett and Munger called these fat pitches. Now, they don't show up very often, but when they do, they have the potential to snowball your wealth absolutely dramatically. And the irony is that every investor, like the ordinary little guy, has all the freedom in the world to wait for these fat pitches. The professionals don't. The people who are managing billions, they can't wait even in 3 weeks. They're forced to swing now. And that's the real secret, you guys. Great investing is not about constantly doing something. Nobody can do that. The market will level you. So you might as well just go buy the market and get rid of all these fees. If you want to do it right, it's about patience, it's about discipline, it's about only acting when the odds are overwhelmingly in your favor because you've got a big margin of safety. And that's exactly what this Rule 1 strategy that we talk about all the time is designed to help you do. So how do we do this in practice? Okay, well, this is where Rule 1 comes in, right? It's all about buying wonderful businesses at great prices. And to find them, we use a simple framework that was developed by Buffett and Munger. We call it the 4 M's. The first M is meaning, which means we only invest in businesses we really understand, that have meaning to us, that match our values. If you can't explain how the company makes money and you can't explain how it matches your values, then you're not really set up to be an owner of that company. You really can't even put a price on it. The second M is moat. Does the business have a real, durable, intrinsic competitive advantage? Something like railroad tracks to a railroad. So, you think like Apple Computer with its ecosystem, Coca-Cola with all its control of the shelf space, Ferrari, just an incredible brand. Those are all moats. You got to have a big moat. And the third is management. We want people who are trustworthy and capable and have integrity and are focused on long-term value. That's what we really want. That's 3 M's. If you get those 3, great business. The 4th M is margin of safety. Even if it's a great business, you want to buy it for less than it's worth because life can intervene and you need to have some cushion there to reduce your downside, dramatically increase your potential upside. So that's what we wait for. The great companies are easy to find. Getting them on sale takes patience. And when they all line up, including that margin of safety, that's the fat pitch. That's the rare opportunity that could absolutely snowball your wealth over time. And we wait for these pitches. We wait for them for a year, 2 years. We wait as long as we have. And unfortunately, the rest of the money management world cannot do that. And that's the one thing that can result in a huge difference in wealth. So, hey, if that sounds like something you might want to learn more about, I'd love to invite you to our upcoming live workshop here in Atlanta. It's coming up in March 2026, run 3 full days, March 6 to 8. Across that weekend, you're going to be learning this exact 4-step strategy, plus a whole lot more from me and the team of Rule 1 coaches. And here's the deal sweetener. If you get in now, it's completely free. And I know what you're thinking. That means Phil is just going to sell me every day, all day long. I'm going to get sold something. All right, no. Here's my promise to you. There is 0 selling, none. We don't talk about anything else other than the teaching that goes on right in that class. We've taught over 25,000 attendees already, exactly like that, and they absolutely love this workshop. Take a listen to what they have to say coming out of these events.
It's been fantastic. I don't think I've ever learned so much in a single day. We're not even done with everything yet. And I've been looking for this specific stuff for a while, and this has been awesome.
Oh, I loved it. It's been a great weekend. It's been super, super fun. I've enjoyed the people. I've enjoyed the culture. I've enjoyed just the time being here and being away and having a place to focus on things that are important to my husband and I.
It opened my world up to options trading, which I had never really considered before. Being in person with people and meeting very interesting people and people that you can talk to about this, having the one-on-ones and learning a little bit more about everyone and their journeys.
How have you found the weekend so far?
Fantastic, 100%. There's no doubt about this. It's really rare to meet people of the same mindset, coming together, talking about the same things.
I've learned a lot, actually, from the weekend. Just very clear, and I can understand it way more than I could before.
What have you enjoyed the most?
The people. Yeah, I've actually loved seeing everybody. They're so genuine. Phil seems to attract very good people, good-hearted people.
So if that sounds like something you'd like to join us for, you can get in now and secure your free ticket via the link in the description and in the pinned comment, or you can just go in and scan the QR code on the screen. And this is an extremely limited workshop. There's just 300 people that can come. We fill up the whole room and that's the end of it. So we encourage you to get in quickly. These events always fill up fast, but with that said, thanks for watching, you guys. Now go play.